my third guy plays some games.
All right, hi everybody, Weather Guy here, and we are back with some more great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Hope you're doing great. I doing much better. Before we get into this video, I have a stupid story to tell you. So, 2 videos ago, if you are watching this in order, which I hope you are, but anyway, 2 videos ago, towards the beginning of the video, I was talking about how I was doing. And I was like, man, I just had some Wendy's saucy nugs. And I had like the ghost pepper spicy saucy nugs from Wendy's, right? 20 of them actually. I was very hungry. And so I recorded that video, everything went fine. And then after ending that recording, I immediately started the next one, right? Which was last video, right? And that video had to be cut short because this is a little inappropriate TMI, but the saucy nugs did their business, so I had to get out of there. And I'm very sorry about that. And I don't know why I'm so comfortable telling y'all about this stuff, but I'm in a good mood today. It's that event, that recording session was yesterday. Today I am feeling good. I am feeling better. Things are great. So we're going to continue with this cross-examination and talking to Meter Man and his boss. We're going to see how that goes, right? Jesus. Man, I never leave like right in the middle of a conversation like that either. That was the worst. I felt so bad. Alright, let's get into it. Although at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything unusual about it. This is the upgraded, I do remember this. This is the upgraded meter that they made specifically due to Sham Spear. And that had an upgraded lock, right? But they found that that still showed no money inside it. Let's move this along, shall we? Continue with your testimony. Though I would say it has as much value as the contents of that meter. Oof. That's such a common word in the lexicon nowadays, oof. You know?
Hold it!
There's only one key for all of your meters? Well, in truth, there's another key in the company vault at our main office. But even if someone had somehow managed to get a hold of a key, we know the coin box had been opened. Oh, how? I came up with a rather clever way to expose any little shenanigans as it happens. Would you care to explain? Well now, in order to empty a meter, you have to unlock the padlock and remove the cover. But when I close the cover again, I stick a little beeswax seal on it, you see? A seal, like the sort of thing you'd put on an envelope, you mean? Something like that, yes. Basically, you can't remove the cover again without breaking the seal. Now, in the case of Mr. Shamspear's meter, there were no coins inside at all, as I said. But the seal hadn't been broken either. So that would mean Mr. Shamspear somehow managed to steal coins from inside the meter without opening it? Either that, or he just wasn't using gas. It would seem so, but that would be impossible. This may have something to do with the soap as well, who knows.
Hold it!
Very curious about how this all relates back to each other, you know? How do you know that he's been using gas though? Perfect. I'm glad I brought that up a moment ago. Well, now, since I started investigating this bloke, I've been to his room more than a few times. And on every single occasion, his lamps have been blazing and his stove pounding. It's the middle of winter, and he still turns to me, sweat dripping down his cheeks, and says, "Get thee to a nunnery." I have heard that before. Yeah. Hamlet, indeed. I could wring the bloke's neck, get all hot under the collar, but still, every time I open up that flaming meter, it's empty. He's robbing me of my salary, too. What's wrong with the world? Where's the justice? Very good point. How can Mr. Shamspear possibly be stealing the money? I don't understand. The simple explanation is right before your eyes. What? A toast to you eventually realizing that the gas man could be an accomplice.
Wait, what? Good lord, eminently possible indeed.
I don't believe that, really, I don't think. Well, what do you have to say? Love the poking animation. Say it for yourself.
Oh, please, Lady Quinby, I'm a faithful worker. And besides, if the money us gasmen collect doesn't tally with how much gas has been used, you dock our pay by the same amount.
That's a very good point. Like, what would the value be in it for Meter Man? So you'd be stealing money only to have the same amount taken from your wages. Clearly that makes no sense. Perhaps it's a case of losing the battle to win the war?
No, I'm not gonna start up that hornet's nest. If I went stealing from the company, I'd be finished.
It would seem there is no evidence to support the claims of thievery made against the victim, because Mr. William Shamspeare is innocent. Pray forgive me if that shatters some illusion my learned Nipponese friend was clearly under. Alright. Certainly didn't expect to uncover another crime that looks like it's been taking place in the very same room. According to the testimony, it's only the meter in Mr. Shamspeare's room that's under suspicion. It does seem as though perhaps it has nothing to do with the incident involving Mr. Natsume. I know it does seem that way, but the fact is, since I've been practicing law in England, I feel like I've encountered this at least once already. Cases that are interlinked. Oh! Yeah, true. It might seem that two cases have nothing to do with one another at first, but in fact they're intimately connected. Yes, we have experienced that before, haven't we? Wonder if this is another instance? Perhaps, but we can't be sure of that yet. The Ultimate Gas Company has been investigating Mr. Shamspeare so earnestly. There must be something to it. Then how has he been managing to steal their gas? Alright. So are we back at the start? Yeah, okay. So I'm gonna just run through these really quick. I'm not gonna hit A on any of them or press them. I'm just gonna read them and then I'm gonna go back and look at our evidence and see where we can present, right? Proud to be money collection agent. Okay, that doesn't seem to be anything we can press against, or present against rather. Each coin gives 2 hours of gas. Okay. Meter didn't have a coin in it. Doesn't appear to be tampered with. Only key. Using all the gas. Okay. Let's look at our evidence again. We have a good bit. Let's see. Book receipt is not going to be relevant, I don't believe. Should not be. Nearby street map shouldn't be relevant. Bar of soap. Interesting. There are teacups, yep. Oh, this has already been investigated like this. It's got a check mark. Let's look for the soap. Because that didn't have a check mark. Oh. What is it, Mr. Yu? This bar of soap. When we first found it, I could have sworn there was some sort of round disc in this depression, just here. Reddish one. I wonder if that's what the coin is. But I feel like they would have recognized it, right? Yes, you're right. I remember it too. But now the depression is completely empty. Where could the disc have gone? Yeah. Maybe it's sunk inside. Interesting. Torn off end of envelope. We already looked at this. Doesn't seem super relevant right now. Crime scene photograph. There is our safe in question, right? A little bit of a liquid down here. That's kind of interesting. Soap. Medical report. Bum, 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 bum. I think another thing that's kind of interesting, by the way, is the time that he died is about 2 hours after Soseki left, which is also the increment of gas, right? That's kind of interesting. Oh, we can investigate this closer, probably. Let's do that. A lot of different spots to investigate. Let's look at this. It's a very sturdy looking padlock, isn't it? And the money box is sealed with beeswax too. So if Mr. Sholmes were to get up to any mischief, he'd be found out immediately. Mr. Ryu, mischief of that kind is not the sort of thing that Mr. Sholmes would. You know you didn't finish that sentence, don't you? Well, anyway, it's understandable that the gas company would want to safeguard the money that's rightfully theirs. But it does feel a little over the top, perhaps, doesn't it? Yeah. Oh, something. Oh, there's a hole in the bottom. Oh, look at that. Oh, what's... Have you spotted something, Mr. Ryu? Just here, there's a little hole. You see? Goodness, you're right. I wouldn't have noticed. It's not a very neat hole, is it? Not professionally made, I'd say. So you think it might have been opened up by Mr. Shakespeare? Possibly. It seems the people at Ultimate Gas must have missed it. Well, it certainly seems to go all the way through to the inside. Yes, but there's no way a coin could fit through there. That's true, but even so, it's more than a little suspicious. That is very odd. Huh. Okay. I think I know. I think I have an idea. My idea is that they use a coin to make molds out of soap, right? And then put the soap mold of the coin into the machine. And then the soap melts, comes out the bottom. That's why there's a puddle. That's what I think. And I feel pretty good about that, honestly. Feel pretty good about it. So this is where we present this as well, because this is the tampered with part.
Objection.
Lady Altamont, I'm afraid to say that this meter clearly does show signs of having been tampered with. What? Get away. I've been over and over that thing. I'm telling you, there's nothing wrong with it. In that case, what do you have to say about the small hole that's been made at the base of the coin box? Oh, what? You're right. You're quite right. There is a little hole there. The meters aren't supposed to have that. None of the others do. In other words, we can assume that Mr. Shamsbury secretly opened up this hole himself. Yes, I wouldn't be at all surprised. But why? Yeah, why? I mean, it's tiny. You couldn't get a farthing through that. Lady Altamont, I wonder if you could give the court some more details about your meter design. What sort of details? Well, what I'd specifically like to know is how it differentiates coins. Perfect. How does the meter tell the difference between different coins? What do you mean? Well, for example, if someone were to put in a 1-penny coin, that wouldn't work presumably, would it? No, of course not. So, well, how does the meter know that the coin it's been fed is a 3-penny bit? Ah, I see what you're getting at now. The meter tells coins apart by their shape and size, which includes their thickness. It's 1,000,000% the soap thing I just said. I'm a genius. 3-penny bit is about 3/4 of an inch in diameter, you see, other coins just won't fit. Ah, I see, it's clearly been very well thought out. The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. So that is something that we will then... Yeah, I think we can also press this.
Hold it!
But conversely then, it would seem that anything matching a 3-pence coin exactly in terms of diameter and thickness could equally well be used. Would that be true? Well, yes, in a way. The weight comes into it to a certain extent as well. We've thought of that though anyway. If I found any fake coins inside the coin box when I empty the meter, the contract says the customer has to pay 100 times the amount they diddled as a fine. We live for moments like that, us gasmen do. Live for them. Great, we'll love to see that. It would seem the gas company has thought of everything. Wahoo, hooray for gas, hurrah for cash. Altamont all the way. That's quite enough of that. Remind me, how big are 3-penny bits? About 3/4 of an inch across. What do you think, Mr. Ryu? Is this 2 centimeters measurement significant? Or perhaps there's some other aspect of the meter's construction that we should be focusing on? Yes, you may be right. Perhaps I should try a different tack here. Like asking about whether the meter can be dismantled, for example. I mean, it doesn't hurt to delve deeper, right? How can the meter be dismantled? Dismantled? Yes, given that there are no signs of it having been forced. I'm wondering if perhaps rather than being broken open, it might have been taken apart. Well, yes, that does make some sense. The padlocks are made by a first-class locksmith from the finest quality steel. And the meter box itself is made from plate steel as well, welded shut to ensure it can't be opened again. I can assure you it's quite impossible to dismantle it. Wahoo! Yeah, nothing leaks from an automat meter. No coins, no gas, no nothing. I see. We got this. But again, we don't know how this exactly relates to the trial, the larger trial with Natsume and the attempted murder, right? The witness will amend her formal testimony with that information, in case it is pertinent. As you wish, my lord. Aha. Yep. I understand something. Now we can't question the other part of it about the shape of the coin. So I think we press this again. Change it back to the other form. I think that's what we need to do. Has anyone ever tried? Oh yeah, they've tried, but they all have given up before long. After all, if they actually broke the meter, the company would be able to take legal action. Yes, that makes sense. What do you think, Mr. Ryu? Since what? Okay, yep. That's what I suspected. We're gonna go on the coin side, ask about that again, and then we're going to present on that. I don't know what exactly we're gonna present. It could be just the bar of soap we present. That seems like the move, you know? Dun, 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 dun. There we go. Alright, now this is what we're going to present on. Nothing else will fit. Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure we're going to do this bar of soap here. Let's look at this again. Oh, look at this bar of soap. There's a circular depression on this side, about 2 centimeters across. That's the... yeah. Nailed it. Or 3/4 of an inch. Ah, do you think? We did find this soap at the scene, didn't we? Yes, there were 2 bars on that little ledge just outside the window. So we took this one. But I'm sure that when we first found it, there was some sort of reddish medallion in the middle there. I remember it clearly. Yes, but there's no sign of it now. Where could it have gone? I bet it sunk inside, right? Maybe, or it fell out or something.
Objection!
Dude, we're on it this case. I'm feeling good. Let me just confirm something here. The diameter and thickness were to be correct. The meter would accept any object as if it were a threepenny bit. Is that correct? Yes, that is correct. Well, by something of a coincidence, while we were investigating in Mr. Shakespeare's room, we found a particular item that matches the dimensions perfectly. Something the same size as a threepenny bit? What was it? The item in question is this. What? Have you been inhaling gas? That's a bar of soap. Certainly looks nothing like a threepenny bit, I must say. Looks like I'm going to have to point out exactly what I mean here. This is easy.
Got it!
You have to turn over the soap to see what I mean. Ah! Are you referring to that round depression in the middle of the soap there? That's right, a depression that's approximately 3/4 of an inch in diameter. Or in other words, almost exactly the same size as a threepenny bit. Get away! Is anyone here present have in their possession a threepenny bit? Quickly now, hand over your coins, ladies and gentlemen. Sounds rather like a highway robbery, doesn't it? Good stuff. We're gonna put a penny in the depression. Through penny, rather.
Thanks to a kind member of the public in the gallery, I have here a threepenny bit. Now to see if it fits. My word, it couldn't be more snug.
Yes, as I suspected. This, without a doubt, is a vital clue to explain how the ultimate gas company is being defrauded. Well, I don't believe it. Perfect. Perfect. Completely called it. Absolutely. So, your assertion amounts to what? That some inferior bar of soap has a tentative connection to the theft of gas. Yes. The depression in the soap was clearly made by a threepenny bit.
I must concur at least that pushing a coin with some force into a poor quality bar of soap such as this is a remarkably simple way of replicating the coin's shape.
And then you could use, well, some melted wax or something to pour into the mold.
You can make fake coins in no time.
Yeah, that's true. This brings all the pieces of the puzzle together. It's the method Mr. Shakespeare has been using to steal the gas. That's the missing link. And now if I follow the chain of thought, it's going to bring me to a new explanation for what happened that nobody's considered yet. But this is all nonsense. The man had been making fake coins. My worker here would have found them when he emptied the meter.
Quite true, Lady Altsman, in the absence of some black magic that could make them disappear.
The puddle on the floor, the hole in the bottom, the soap melting. I see, that's what we're dealing with, is it? There is one form of black magic that could cause the fake coins to disappear into thin air, yes. Exactly, and the meter here gives it away. What on earth? There are remnants of the magical method used visible on the gas meter taken from the victim's room.
If that is your assertion, Counsel, the defense will identify these remnants for the court at once.
Dude, we are just... We're on it. Right there, baby.
Got it!
We found this bar of soap at the scene of the crime, just outside the victim's window.
Outside?
Yes, outside, where you yourself, Mr. Meaterman, were loitering in the freezing winter air. That's where we found the soap.
Ah, I get it.
That's right. The answer, of course, is ice. Oh, ice. Oh, that makes perfect sense too. I was wrong. It's not soap mold, it's actually, they put ice into the mold. Or water, rather, and then it turns into ice. And then it melts and that makes a puddle. I was almost there. Mr. Shakespeare's been leaving soaps like this outside his window each evening, filled with water. After a night outside in the bitter cold, the water is completely frozen solid the next morning. Then he takes his fake coins of ice and feeds them into the gas meter, giving him light and warmth in spades. As his room becomes very comfortably warm, the ice now inside the meter's coin box melts, turning back into water and draining harmlessly away through the small hole made in the underside of the meter. That is how, without leaving any evidence of his wrongdoing, this man has been stealing ultimate gas. Perfectly correct. Just like that, so simply. Is he trying to make us look like idiots? He's been fooling us all with some bars of soap and some water. That's right, madam. I don't believe it. It can't be true. Do you have any idea how much money we spent to develop that new meter? Now you have the audacity to suggest that a bit of soap and some water can render it totally useless? I'm fairly sure I didn't design it. Evidence. Sorry? I want evidence. If you're going to stand there and tell me our meter's rubbish, I want to see proof. Now I have to point out the puddle of water I'm imagining. She's very good at enforcing accountability, isn't she? We got this. Very well, Lady Altsman. If you'd like evidence, I'll provide it. What? Mr. View, are you saying... Do you actually have evidence to support this theory? I did notice a trace of something that bothered me a little at the time. And I have a feeling that this theory we've come up with now could explain it. Easy life. Easy. Life. Do I present the specific part? No, just the photo.
Take that!
This is a photograph of the scene at the point when the victim was discovered, taken by Inspector Gregson. And it clearly shows the remnants of the crime carried out by Mr. Shamspeare. What remnants? I was going to point it out for us. Here you can see the gas meter on the wall in Mr. Shamspeare's room. Now, look closely at the floorboards directly underneath the meter. What is that? Some kind of grubby stain? Almost certainly it's a water stain resulting from the liquid that drained out of the hole made in the meter. Ah! One coin gives around 2 hours of gas usage, and the occupant was heating his room in all his waking hours. You can imagine he would have used around 10 of his fake coins each day. The melting ice inside the meter's coin box would have been dripping out almost constantly, leaving a stain on the floor. This is awful. And there's further evidence too. More. Mr. Shamspeare is slumped over his table, apparently having consumed strychnine. And right there next to him is a bar of soap, broken in half. You're right.
It would appear to me then, Counsel, that the man was eating the soap, was he?
Pardon me for disagreeing with your lordship, but certainly not.
He didn't beat about the bush there, did he?
In truth, Mr. Shamspeare was found with a fork in his hand.
A meal of soap is sounding increased. You mean to say, he was using that fork to...
Yes. To extract a frozen coin from the bar of soap. Ah! But the bar broke in half. So perhaps it didn't go very well.
Good gracious.
Oh no. So dramatic, our boy Van Zeeks is. Lord Van Zeeks? I was throwing my hand up in despair, and happened to catch my hallowed bottle on the way. Pray forgive my maladroit mistake.
What is the meaning of this, Counsel?
Allow me to pose my learned friend a question. What exactly did you establish with your most recent cross-examination? Well, Mr. William Shamspeare is a liar and a thief. In other words, his testimony is unreliable. That's it. That's exactly it. Very well. Let us assume the man is a liar. Now allow me to pose another question. What possible difference does that make? Well, we know that suicide can be discounted. Scotland Yard's investigation revealed no sign of another vessel that contained poison. And on the night in question, there were no visitors to the room except the accused. The young gasman's testimony, which we have no reason to doubt, has confirmed that. Furthermore, the only possible way the poison could have entered the victim's body is via the tea. New idea. New idea for me. New idea. The coin, while being extracted from the soap, landed in the tea, and Shamspeare didn't notice, and then he drank the tea and was poisoned by the traces of soap in the in the ice cube. I don't know. That's actually really stupid now that I think about it. The court has seen no evidence whatsoever that suggests otherwise. Even if William Shamspeare is the liar you claim him to be, these facts have been objectively established. There's no escaping it. Therefore, in light of these facts, the prosecution calls for immediate adjudication. You... What? We're fine. We're fine.
Order, order. Well, Counsel, how does the deference respond?
Mr. Ryu. What was the point of that last cross-examination? Did it actually get us anywhere? Or did it make no difference at all, like Lord Van Zeeks is saying? No, this isn't over. The defense will not rest. What?
But counsel, you've successfully explained everything. You've identified and substantiated the unscrupulous method employed by Mr. Shamspeare to consume gas. What more is there to discuss?
Lord Van Zeeks just highlighted 3 facts in order to make his point. And contrary to what he would have the court believe, not all of them have been objectively established at all.
What are you trying to say, my Nipponese friend?
At least one of those so-called facts is an assumption, more it may due to a lack of evidence. But the situation has changed now, following the cross-examination of the latest witnesses to take the stand.
Don't be absurd. What is this nonsense?
Yes, when you bring everything we've learned so far together and consider it as a whole, it's clear. There's a question that we now need to reconsider, namely...
Interesting.
Was the poison in the tea? I don't know about that. Actually, I'm not sure which one of these there is. I feel like Was There Another Visitor isn't really good. Because we have Mr. Meataman who was there and said there was never another visitor. Poison in the tea, I don't know what our argument would actually be there, you know? I think we're gonna go with someone else responsible. You know? What if it was somebody else entirely who poisoned the victim?
If that's your assertion, by all means tell us who it was.
Yes, well...
Well, who was this mysterious third party, counsel?
I think it's a little too soon to be naming names, my lord.
On the contrary, it's a little too late, much like your defense.
I was wrong. I was simply wrong, and I'm okay to admit that. But we've shown so much, the situation has changed, I'm sure of it. The Chancellor is trying to make more ice coins on the night in question. I really feel like that's a clue here. That's it. That's pointing us towards something else. Oh. What about Meter Man? Because if Shamspeare is making coins at the window and Mr. Meter Man is at the window, how would these two not really cross paths, right? What if the victim did in fact have another visitor besides Mr. Natsume?
If that's your assertion, by all means tell us who it was.
Yes, well...
Well, who...
You know, it's the same lines again. We're fucked. We're boned. We're dying. Well, I wonder what the answer is now, right? It's fine. I guess soap doesn't really melt. I don't know why I thought it was soap and not just ice. For the coins. We've all been led to believe that the strychnine poison that afflicted Mr. Shamspeare was in the tea brought to him by Mr. Natsume. That's conjecture at best.
Objection!
The victim has testified that nothing else passed his lips that night.
There is... Oh, but we know the victim's a liar.
And since there was no trace of the tea left at the scene, it couldn't be tested for traces of the poison.
Objection!
As I said, the situation has changed. Because in fact, some of Mr. Natsume's tea was left at the scene. And a particular piece of evidence proves it.
Objection!
A ludicrous claim. Scotland Yard detectives investigated the scene exhaustively. What evidence are you suggesting they missed? The defense has made a bold claim indeed. Very well, counsel. Present your proof.
I guess there being a tea ring left. I guess you could use the tea ring.
Take that!
What exactly is this piece of evidence supposed to reveal about Mr. Natsume's tea, Counsel?
Well, I suspect it may possibly be related to the tea in some small way. Oh, we're fucked. We're fucked. How does that not? We're in trouble. We're actually in trouble. We have one strike left. That's not good. That's not good for the home team. Okay, we need to look at something else that explains the nature of the tea. I'm gonna guess the soap.
Take that!
Oh, that's a good noise.
Good gracious. The soap again? The same bar the victim used to fashion his coins of ice?
Yes, that's right, my lord. It's just come back to me. Something about when we first found this bar of soap at the scene yesterday. It's more bars of soap. So, what are bars of soap doing lined up on a ledge outside the window? I'm quite certain that when we originally stumbled upon the bars of soap, there was actually a frozen coin in each bar. So you discovered the gas thief's coin factory. Fascinating. In a way, yes, but there's more. The coins we found... They were brown, like tea. The coins we found in the soap at the time weren't normal ice.
There was something strange about them, you mean?
Exactly, something very obviously strange. They were red. Oh, red. The ice was red. No, you mean... That's right. It's obvious to me now. The fake coins in the soap were made from frozen tea. Dude, what a sick twist. I love that. What? I would remind the court of a statement made by Mr. Natsume earlier in this trial. I mean, I did... Yeah. Bottled water, yeah.
Yes, I believe there had been a snowfall that day. It was particularly cold. Sadly, on such occasions, the poorly constructed water mains in the East End are prone to freezing.
So on the night in question, Mr. Shakespeare, having no running water to use, had to use the tea. Was forced to use the tea brought by Mr. Natsume in order to make his fake coins.
My word.
It's great. It's good. There were 2 bars of soap on the window ledge when my judicial assistant and I investigated the scene. That's right, and we only borrowed one of them. Which means that even as we speak, some of the defendant's tea is still present at the scene of the crime. Frozen solid in a bar of soap outside Mr. Shakespeare's window.
Extraordinary.
Earlier today, Inspector Gregson informed the court that if even one drop of the tea remained, Scotland Yard would be able to analyze it for poison. As such, we are now in a position to prove or disprove what has until now been mere conjecture. By finding out for sure whether or not Mr. Natsume's tea actually contains strychnine at all.
You, smug Nipponese.
That wasn't his voice at all. My lord, we cannot do the defendant the injustice of passing judgment now. The police should be dispatched to recover the remaining bar of soap from the scene at once. The defense requests a thorough analysis of the frozen tea embedded in it, to determine whether or not it contains any poison. Great. What a great twist. I love that. We're coming up on our to be continued, I imagine.
Instruct the police to attend the scene at once.
Yes, my lord, understood. Maybe not. We'll see.
It would seem we have no choice but to suspend these proceedings for the time being. I trust you have no objection, Lord Van Zeeks?
None, my lord.
Scotland Yard will recover the tea from the scene and carry out the requisite tests immediately. The trial will resume at the same hour tomorrow. Prosecution and defense may conduct further investigations as appropriate in the interim.
Yes, my lord. Let's do more investigating. Oh no. Good deep breath. Yeah, you earned it.
Well, we managed to scrape through there somehow. Thank you, Council's court is adjourned until tomorrow.
Very good. What a good day that was. This trial is interesting. That was a nice turn with the tea and the soap. I really love that. And with that, we're at stopping spot for today. It seems like next time we are likely to get into the investigation. Let's see. Yeah, investigation part 3. So, next time we're going to be perhaps revisiting the scene of the crime, maybe having more conversations with Herlock Sholmes, probably talking to Gregson some more. Who knows what sort of investigating we will do. But, yeah, I'm excited to see what else we find. And, again, that's all we got today. Thank you so much for watching. Y'all are the best. Make sure you take care of yourselves. Make sure that you take care of others. And I will see you next time. Peace out.